Readings, it's cracking out there. Let's see if anybody's going to be riding on some BMX bike pegs down the boosting down to the beach.
Boosting.
So this is a big week. I'm not going to lie. This is probably one of the craziest weeks because now we're in a new year. I can say of the year already right away of the year. This will be one of the craziest weeks of the year.
We're starting off early.
Starting off early. We started off early last year too, though. It's ironic that the anniversary 1 year ago this week of Saturn and Pluto conjunction is happening. Saturn and Pluto met at 22 degrees of Capricorn with the Sun with Mercury. And this new moon is going to happen at 23 degrees. And so we had a leap year last year, so we had that extra day. So really, it's kind of interesting. That the date is correlating with this new moon on the 12th, depending on where you're at, or the 13th here in Capricorn with Pluto. And so the Sun and Pluto are meeting again with a new moon, just without Saturn and without Mercury. But this one's pretty extreme because it's a new moon on Pluto is definitely changing the game. It's everything that's kind of at its end is ending. And everything that's at new beginnings is beginning. Or anything that is not of the truth is ending. And anything that is false is ending. So some people can get really lost, I think, in correlating what in your life right now is, well, that's supposed to end, so it's supposed to end. The Pluto's not that simple. Pluto's got a deeper reason for things. There's things in life when we think of life and death of like, well, how is that situation still alive and that one's not? It has to deal with truth. It has to deal with whether or not, especially in Capricorn, if it's what the destiny of it is. So there's an activation within all of us, and what parts are not working for our destiny and what parts are. Is destiny working for us, especially if it's love situations? Are you able to be honest and transparent and deep? Is it connected? And those are going to be big questions here. It's interesting as well this week because Jupiter and Mercury have met, but we're going to see Jupiter square Uranus this week. And this is a wild transit because of the fact that Jupiter's in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus, and it's happening right when Uranus comes direct. So this is going to be all planets forward from the 14th through the 29th into 30th. So that's about 2 weeks and a couple days of all the planets direct. We are used to seeing over the last couple of years all the planets direct for a little bit longer than that. But, we are going to see all the planets direct here for a couple of weeks. And that is going to feel hyperspeed. And the unpredictability around this week because Mars is approaching Uranus while it's squaring Saturn. So you have to go. This is a very weird chess game where life right now is got the queen moving quick, but then no, you can't make that move with this. But then at the same time, you got to look at the other corner because there's a piece coming in another direction. And I think that when it comes to love, the unpredictability and the uncertainty is all over the place right now. And if you try to grip to certainty, you're definitely going to feel the wrath of this Uranus slap in the face with the electricity turning on in Taurus with Mars there. And the squares to Saturn and the squares to Jupiter are very weird. These are the two biggest energies, and Mars and Uranus are at their worst home. Mars does not like to be in Taurus. Uranus does not like to be in Taurus. It's too fixed there. And it's fixed earth against fixed air. And there's a lot of energy that is sparking, especially as this new moon is closing the last new moon cycle, which this last luminary cycle was a solar eclipse. And so this is a lot of the eclipse energy coming to its end, and it's been a wild month, right? And this is us moving into, facing our deep fears in all aspects of our life, while at the same time realizing the uncertainty is not something to fear, but to grasp and to realize that can bring our regeneration back into ourself, into our life, and that there's a hand of the universe that is got its domain, I guess you could say. And I don't even like to use a word like control or domain or anything like that, but I would say that there's a natural thing that's happening, that we're part of that natural story from the divine that is shifting things, and the uncertainty's there. It's like there's a curtain call, and if you think that it's going to be the band that you wanted to see, it'll be a different band. And it's going to be better than the band you thought that you were going to see. But going through the process of being like, what? I remember when I went and saw Daft Punk for the second time in 2007, which I'm lucky I got to see him twice. And I remember, I think it was Rat Tat Tat opened, and they were kind of a big deal. And then I got to see like a couple of the French DJs that were under Busy P at the time. Anyway, it was pretty cool to be able to see them. I got to see I got to see a bunch of cool fucking people. But, it was like, okay, I'm going to see a bunch of the French plugs, play. And they were so awesome to open it up with. And I remember at first I was kind of like, I don't know. I just want to see Daft Punk. But it was like, it made the whole night special. So I feel like there's times in our life, or even when I went to Coachella back in the day, it'd be like, somebody would be like, come into this tent or come over to that stage and watch this like indie group. And you're kind of like, I don't know, whatever. And then like some of those songs, they're not even streamed on Spotify or anything, and they're the best songs I ever found in my life. So, that's the thing about right now, is I think the more open we are, Jupiter and Aquarius, to the experimentation of things and love, and that it can go anywhere in any direction, while Uranus and Taurus is saying that it's trying to help you understand that there's a different route to find better courses and better things in our life. And with Mars squaring Saturn, there's a stop to make sure that we understand, what are we doing? Are we really going to go through with things? That's always a Mars square Saturn. But Mars here is having a tough time because it's already had to square Saturn multiple times while it was in Aries, and one of those times was when it was retrograde. Now it's doing it for its last time here in this cycle, and it's now in a sign it doesn't like. It's not in its home sign of Aries. We see Venus in Capricorn. It's not really doing too much this week. And so that can be, kind of taking this whole relationship thing into more serious waters, and also, productive waters. It could be good, but it's definitely character building and understanding the character of the kind of partnership that you want to have. It's a little sobering, I'll be honest with you. The energy of excitement does come from these squares to a lot of the Aquarius energy and Taurus, but I would say that looking at Mercury coming into shadow by Thursday in Aquarius, we are all going into, really weird experimental energy, and we have to be going into that. If you're afraid of that, then, it's going to be rough. A lot of the energy right now is saying, like, there is a path for you, and anything that does not feel correct on that path, that's okay. And if you're uncertain what's next, then that means you're in the right path, opposed to being like, I'm certain this is it. Because if you feel certain about something right now, then you'd be crazy, because this is uncertain times, and these are uncertain times with love especially. And to approach it with too much certainty can drop you down, whereas I think the gift can be coming from having the uncertainty and approaching things with a wider angle of understanding, a better way to realize, like, without experimenting, you won't know what the benefits are. And I think as well, seeing Mars on its approach to Uranus as it comes direct, we're about to see just so many changes so fast and so out there and so random that the shock factor is extreme. And I think that can be a good thing. But I think if we are not prepared in understanding that things are going to turn fast and unpredictable, if you're not prepared for that, when it does come to that, then it can be detrimental. So let's see what's going on with this week. First card that we got here for the collective and love. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got the 8 of Wands reversed. So the Arrows of Love reversed. Our challenge card is the Page of Pentacles. Ooh. Our overall is the Knight of Swords. Wow. And the way that we're going to make it through that challenge this week is going to be Water. So the arrows of love are going in an opposite direction, right? They're not going in the forward direction that we like to go in, but it almost is like saying like, whoa, like maybe we got to look back at prior situations. Maybe we got to look back and learn from, where were you at with our heart space? Where are we at in the space that makes us feel like we want to move forward? And we got to get sure about that for some reason. We're going to find out deeper on that when we actually like identify why. Our challenge with that Page of Pentacles is, I think there's that beautiful force that wants to go create something, but it's unsure of what to create, what it looks like. And I think that's what it is. That Knight of Swords, though, overall is things are going to happen really fast. One thing I do like about the Knight of Swords is things happen fast. So if you're somebody who is definitely somebody who likes to take time, or, especially when it comes to love and so forth, you like things to kind of go in the more slow percolating energy. This is where, when the opportunity arises and finally you get the moment, you seize on it. You take, it's the card that saves the day, right? It's the person who comes in to save the day. Like, it feels like you have to come in, or sometimes you might be having to fix something really fast, or it might get really dramatic. Water is the way we get through it. You know what? The more emotional and wet it gets emotionally, the better. In all aspects of a relationship, I think that, trying to stay too dry and not emotional, and you can't build anything without, if you're going to build like a little wood or a little mud hut, you need the water with the dirt. I feel like there's a lot here saying that, it's not just about what is it being created right now in love, and what is that you appreciate about somebody, or what is it that you want to have. Where's the emotion at? If the emotion's really not there, then why go build something with it? The reason why that we did get that Eight of Wands is we got the Two of Pentacles. So we're juggling where we're taking our life, in a way, because of that Two of Pentacles. Like, it's like, and look at how it's on a leash here. It's like, it's almost like playing around with where our hearts are going. So there's a lot of energy, or we could feel like we're getting played, but we have to realize that we're kind of playing games in ourselves too. And that Knight of Swords comes up with the High Priestess. So I think that, Spirit's going to just give us a call of what feels like just radically jumping into and what doesn't. I mean, I think that that's going to be a big kind of major aspect to this week. Our overall cards that we did get, I don't know why they didn't give me they didn't pull them out. They did not pull them out. Because I did want to see what the Black Moon astrology cards have to say. I feel like, this might sound crazy, but crazy love. I like crazy love. It almost feels like, and I've been saying this movie, and it's been coming up a lot lately, but true romance. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's weird situations. It's weird energy. It's weird people that come together in a wild way, and it's a weird story, but it all ends up okay, even though it looks crazy. I feel like this is definitely not your just, average week. Even if you are in a partnership, there's weird shit going on. Wow, we got the 5th house. So it's definitely a big love week. I mean, but it's going to be crazy love, and it's going to be, some people retracting, and some people, I think a lot of us are kind of going deep inside and going, what the fuck? And where's the thing? And, there's a lot of juggling, and then out of nowhere, just like, okay, here's the sign, bam, and then boom. So I feel like there's a lot of kind of tension that then just becomes the reaction of the tension that's very extreme. When it comes to your personal, what are we calling it? Sexy time life? We got the Four of Swords in reversed, which means, wow, that's kind of crazy. We are not feeling that we have to be in a super comfortable place. I think that, the comfortable place is just love itself. I feel like we're kind of restless, though, when we're not understanding where the love is. So it's like people are restless and needing that sexy time. And that's right, we're doing Astro Dice. I'm really bad when it's not pulled out. I'm like, oh no, where is it? There's too many cards, there's too many things. So I'm sorry, everybody. Wow, Mars and Pisces in the 2nd house. I mean, that's us really kind of trying to flow and navigate and direct ourselves in a really weird place, but it's trying to find the good stuff. So lots of, whether it's twists and turns to subconscious energy, to testing our gut, and it's our gut going towards the goodness, and our fantasies coming to light of what goodness is, and having to know when that action takes place. But we must take action. This is not a week to kind of not do anything either.
So don't not do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think for people who are just think everything's fine and certain the way it is, that's all I got. I'm just gonna laugh like that.
Yeah, because I think with that we can't necessarily limit the depths of our emotions too. Kind of with that, I spoke on it in a bit, is that we kind of feel like we're maybe forcing or not able to kind of have control, because right now in this universe it kind of feels like we're just being pushed and pulled along. And so it's almost embracing that, and it's not doing the work, but you're able to kind of let it flow while you put in that work, while you put that energetic force behind you, and it's going to carry you further. While you're not necessarily fighting the current, but you're actually going with it, you're kicking with it, you're observing the beauty as you're going around, and you're taking it all in. So it's kind of like you're in the passenger seat, so to speak, but you're there, you're giving the momentum, you're giving, you're staying up all night. You're that good, you're that good co-pilot in life right now. And so it's taking that all in and applying, okay, and keep pushing forward always. But it's about enjoying yourself, enjoying the ride, and letting that beauty come in fully. Oh, my bad.
No, it's fine. I'm just moving cards and getting a drink. I think that you're right. I think that moving into situations takes, I don't, I think that there's a thrill to life that's coming back. And I think that we've all been scared to the thrill of life in many ways.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It doesn't have to just be, something that we're overthinking, so to speak. It could be really just kind of enjoying the moments for what they are. I think that's what's needed, just a bit, just that pure bliss.